Hello students. Yesterday we have seen the differentiation of some of the trigonometrical functions, log of differentiation of logarithmic function, exponential functions, and there are a number of problems we have just taken, and I think now there is no confusions in that sections how to differentiate different types of functions by the simple splitting process that we are using or dividing process we are using. So I think now you are able to understand it, and there we have discussed the simple harmonic motions by using the derivations or differentiations of the trigonometrical functions, like as there we are using harmonic motions, harmonic functions, and harmonic motion or functions that are just explained with the help of trigonometrical functions. So there we are using sine or cosine functions, like where while we are using oscillations or simple harmonic oscillation. And again we have used simple harmonic motions for uh, uh, studying the concept of the wave, and there we have just taken the harmonic wave function. So harmonic wave function is that in which we are taking again trigonometrical functions. So if some of the wave that is propagating in space, and if you have the displacement wave equation for that, and for wave you know also you have displacement equation y is equal to a sin omega t plus kx or minus kx, whatever the this is depending on the directions that we have discussed. So if this displacement wave equations you have, again you can find out the velocity of the wave, you can find out if there is acceleration in the wave, you can find out it. So easily you can understand the concept by the help of the derivations here. So that way, to calculate velocity or accelerations, these derivations helps us a lot here in the physics to reduce our calculative problems easily here. So I think now the mathematical tools that we are using in physics for the differentiations that are clear here, and also some of the trigonometrical functions that are left, but still we are not using that, but I will tell you the differentiations of that. That is tan, cot, cosec and sec. So the differentiations of, suppose we have tan x, then its differentiation is sec square x. So again you have to just, suppose we have to differentiate tan 2x, so do the same method that we have adopted for the sine or cosine function. In that way you can understand it easily. So here in any functions, like I just told you, suppose we have tan 2x, you have to differentiate it. So here two part of this function, one is tan, second is 2x. So this is the differentiation of tan. Tan is sec square. So here you are differentiating this portion. So its formula is, first of all, if you have to differentiate, suppose with respect to x, then here first of all the differentiation of tan will be sec square x, here x is 2x, and also I just told you already after differentiating first function, sorry guys, you have to differentiate this second function. So if you will differentiate this second function, here you will get 2x and its differentiation is equal to 2. So finally you will get 2 sec square 2x. So this differentiation of tan 2x is this. So in this way, I think now there is no confusion, students, how to factorize it, how to differentiate it. Only just see the formula and use it. Again, ddx of cot x, that is minus of cosec square x, and if you want to differentiate dd sec x, then it is equal to sec x tan x, and if you have to differentiate cosec x, then its value is minus of cot x cosec x. So this is the formula. In with the help of that you can differentiate any of the trigonometrical function. For sine and cosine we have already discussed that in previous video. So I think now there is no problem in that. Next case is that I have just written here your topic, that is differential equations. So what is differential equation? I think now you know what is differentiation. So before understanding the differential equation, first of all let's see what is the order of differentiation. So how many number of times you are differentiating any function, that is known as its order. So suppose you are differentiating any function, suppose we have some function f and you are differentiating it one time. So one time differentiation is written by td of x, whatever variable is here, only I am just taking random variable. So this is here the order of differentiation, that is equal to 1, means one time we have differentiated this function. Suppose where we are using actually this, I will tell you later. If this function is again differentiating, means this whole function we will again differentiate it with respect to x, means two time differentiation of f we are taking, one time differentiation, two time differentiation. So this is written by d2 of dx2. Double differentiation is written in this way. And here if you, I will ask you what is order of differentiation. So as we have differentiated it two times, here order is 2. So in this way this is called the order of the differentiation, means how many number of times we are differentiating it. So where we are using this order, like if you have something is given, y is equal to 4t cube, this equation is given, means a displacement equation as you are seeing here with respect to time, what is the displacement of any particle, that is represented by this formula. And you have to know find out the velocity and acceleration. So for the finding out the velocity, you have to differentiate this quantity with respect to t one time. So here order of differentiation is your 1. So first order differentiation you can also call it. So we can call also the order of differentiation as first order differentiation we are doing, second order differentiation we are doing. So here in this case, for finding out the velocity of any particle in motion, we are just using first order differentiation. So in that case we have to differentiate it one time for finding it, and after that if you will differentiate it from here, you will get 12t square. So this is the velocity of the particle. If time is given, suppose after 2 seconds you have to find out it, then put the value of t is equal to 2, you will get the velocity directly from here. So differentiation here helps you. And in that case again if you have to find out the acceleration, so two methods are finding out the acceleration here. Acceleration is given by first order derivative of velocity, or you know that you can write this term as it is ddt of ddt of y, as v is equal to ddt of y. So in this way, if you can see here, then you can find out a is equal to dv by dt or d2 upon dt2, as I just told you. Here two times differentiations we are using. So acceleration you can find out by second order differentiation of displacement or by first order displacement of differentiation of velocity. So I think now where in physics we are using the different orders of differentiations, I think that is clear. And if some of the formula that you are getting in different orders of differentiations, means if any formula, any equations that is given in forms of the differentiations of different orders, that is known as differential equation. Like in the case of simple harmonic motion, if you remind that while deriving the formula, I just told you here, this is the differential equation of simple harmonic motion. So I think there you haven't understood it, what is the differential equation there. So like if you will derive the formula of simple harmonic motion, first of all we have two types of forces. I just want to randomly remind you here. So if the displacement is, we are making in this direction, it means that if displacement is in this direction, a force is acting for this, that is equal to md2x upon dt2 on this particle for the displacement, if mass of the particle is m. And you know that due to its elastic behavior, due to its inertial behavior, particle tries to find out its original configuration and restore its energy by its inertial and elastic property. Then a restoring force that will be developed in the system in this opposite direction, that is equal to, you know that this is directly proportional to the displacement made by the particle in opposite direction. So and if it is in opposite direction, you are taking as it minus out, and K is the spring factor or proportionality constant. So if you will just see this formula, so this is equal to m d2x upon dt2 is equal to kx, or if you will see here, d2x upon dt2 minus of kx is equal to 0, or if we divide it by m here, and we have used k by m as the omega 0 square. This is, so this formula I have just told you, this is the differential equation of the simple harmonic motion. So what is the differential equation here? As I just told you just now, the differential equation is that in which we are using different orders of the differentiations, means some of the functions that you have to differentiate, that will present in the equation. So here, as you are seeing that a second order differentiation that is present in this equation. So if such types of equations you have in which you are using different types of orders, then that time it is known as differential equations. So I think students, now differential equation is clear. And now how to solve this differential equation, that is a difficult problem for us. So the differentiation that is solved by the integration process. So next process that we will study here, that is the integration process, that you are using a number of times you have used already. So here let's see that what is the integration and how to solve these differentiations. Suppose one thing is given to you. Suppose acceleration of the particle that is given by a is equal to 40. That is the acceleration of the particle is given, and the question is that you have to find out the acceleration, velocity of the particle, or you have to find out the displacement of the particle at any time t. Then how to find it? With the help of displacement, you can find out its velocity and acceleration by differentiating it with respect to time. But if acceleration is given, then how can you go in the backward direction again, in the reverse direction? So in reverse direction, you can go by the integration process. So the next topic that we are going to study for this reverse process, that we are also using in our physics while deriving, even we have derived equation of motions, there we have used it also. So you have to understand it also, students. One by one, I am just taking the concepts that are very useful and you have used already in your physics problems, in your physics derivations. So let's see them. So the next topic that we are going to study here, that is integration process. So integration is I just told you, this is the reverse process of the differentiation here, and still here you have to use also the formula, and I'm not going to actually tell you the process how to derive it, because here we are using direct result of that processes. So that process you will study in the mathematics, and if bio students you are seeing that, then for bio students, if you are just studying physics, and there you no need to see the derivations of that particular formulas here. So only just see the formula that we are using in our physical concepts. That my actually motive is that to make you understand how we are using that formula anywhere, because sometimes students are very confused while using that formula. So that's why I'm taking that one by one, and I'm trying to correlate them with your physics problems also, so that you can understand it in more better way. So integration process for this, first of all, students, integrations are of two types that we are using. One integration is called definite integration, second is called indefinite integrations. So in the case of indefinite integrations, there is no limit for that. Later I will tell you what is the limit conditions and what is not. After that I will tell you that two category of the differentiation also. But here I am just going to use a random and general conditions here. Later I will tell you these two types of integrations. So don't think about that first. Let's see the formula again. As in the case of differentiation, students, first formula that you have seen, that is d dx of x power n, that was equal to n x n minus 1. Suppose you have to integrate, first of all, integration sign that is denoted by this sign. This is the sign for the integration. And if you have to integrate any function, this same function you have to integrate now. And for integration, you are using any variable for here for the integration. Means you are integrating this function with respect to x here. So this is written in this way. Means any function, integration of any function fx, suppose we have any function fx and you have to integrate it with respect to x, then you have to write it. The integration is written in this process. So this is the way to represent the integrations here. And now see what is the formula here. One by one again I will take the formula and I will tell you some of the problems based on this so that you can understand it here. So in this process again the same thing, formula is here. This is x power n plus 1 upon n plus 1. This is the formula of integration of any quantity. So both the things I will tell you. If any quantity means you are taking the differentiation of some quantity, I just told you this is the reverse of the integration. So I will again integrate that quantity and I will tell you, you can get the previous quantity here. So I think first of all this is clear. Then after that, let's take one example here. So suppose we have, first of all I will take this differentiation example. After that I will take integration example. So we have to differentiate x cube, suppose, with respect to x. So I think now this differentiation, no need to tell you again, it's direct. I am just differentiating. This will be 3x square. And now just integrate this factor. I just tell you, you can, if you are differentiating this function, you are getting this. Now if you will integrate this function, you will again get this function. Let's see how. You can see the reverse process of here. So you have to integrate 3 of x square with respect to x. This is the way. And again here the same thing is that the constant that you don't have to integrate, that will you have to take it outside. So directly take it outside and later just use this formula here. So if you will use this formula here, n is equal to 2 we have. So finally you will get 2 plus 1, and upon n plus 1, 2 plus 1 you will get, and this will be equal to 3. This is cancelled out and finally you will get here x cube. You can see that you have got this value. So differentiation is the reverse process of integration, or integration is the reverse process of differentiation. Means if any functions that is given to you in the form of differentiation, suppose we have just given it d dx of y, then how to solve, suppose if this is equal to x. So you have to find out the value of y. Then for that, if you will integrate this whole term here, then you can find out easily it is equal to y. So as these two terms, these two actually this integration and this differentiation, these are the operators and these are reversible operators. These are you can say it like that, if you are using plus minus sign and they can cancel out each other its effect, then in that same way these two things are reverse processes of each other, they can cancel out each other. So here finally you can get in this value. Means if you have to find out y, then how can you find out here? So just take the differentiation sign on both sides. So here also, then if you are differentiating it with respect to it, integrate it also with respect to x here. Variables will be same here also, and this value will be equal to y. So the differentiation of this is written as, and now you can solve it by this process. So later I will tell you how to solve differential equations also, students. So I think now this is clear how to integrate any quantity. Let's see one more example for the only integration. Suppose we have something x power 2n. Suppose we have this quantity and you have to integrate this. So in this way you have to put in the place of n, that is equal to here 2n. And if suppose here we have just taken x power 2x, in that case what you have to do here, so in this case you can take it to x power 2x plus 1 upon 2x plus 1. So this is the way in which you can integrate it. Means you don't have to be afraid from anything here, and you here no product or no splitting process you have to take. You have to only apply the formula for the integration. Just you can apply it and you can solve it easily here. So now I think student, this formula for the integration is clear. Then let's see how to solve, how to convert any differentiation into the other form. Like I just told you in starting, suppose if acceleration of the particle that is given to you, so if this acceleration is equal to something 4t, it is given, and you have to find out the velocity of the particle at t is equal to 3 seconds. You have to find out it, velocity of the particle. Then how to find it? So as you know that acceleration that is given by the first order derivative of velocity with respect to t, and it is equal to 4t. Again here as dv by dt is equal to 4t, you have to find out this v. So I just told you, if you will take the differentiation of this term here, so this 2 will cancel out and you will get finally v, and just differentiate other way also. In this way you can find out easily velocity of the particle. So integration helps you to go in the reverse order as you have differentiated quantity. And now take 4 outside, and finally here as in that with respect to t, here you are differentiating, you have to integrate it also with respect to t. So t dt, and now apply the same formula here. The value of n that is equal to 1 here. So if you will apply here, so you will get 1 plus 1 2, and also 1 plus 1 2. So finally you will get 2t square. So this is the value of velocity we will get here, and if you will put the value of t here, then finally you will get 18 meter per second. Suppose that in the meter that is given here, this is equal to meter per second square if it is given. So you can find out easily with the integration process what is the value of velocity, and in the same way you can find out the displacement also at any time t. So students, I think whatever we have discussed, that is clear, and how to solve the different integration of any function that is in the power of x, that from the formula you can understand it. And even I have just told you how to convert any differential equations or differentiation into the integration. Like I have just calculated the value of velocity with the help of acceleration. So while deriving the equation of motion, as we have used this concept there, and in the concept one more thing that is needed here, as if you will integrate any function, this is if you will integrate, then after integration you will get some another function. Suppose that some yx you are getting, and a constant here that you will get. So this constant is known as integration constant, and this constant you can determine easily with the help of initial conditions or any boundary conditions with the system that is attached. Like in the case of oscillation, in the case of motion, as you have seen there, you can understand it also. Like if you have to derive the equation of motion, then how can you derive it? So first of all you have a formula that is something, suppose v is equal to dy by dt or dx by dt. This formula you have, then you can find out easily with the help of this concept what will be the value of y. Means how can you calculate the distance traveled by the particle with the help of this concept. So let's see it, how can you find out this. So in this way, if you will, I just told you, when you have to find out this y, you have to just integrate factor. So the value of y will be integration of v with respect to again t. So if you will integrate it, then you can understand it easily. So if I am just going to derive the second equation of motion, And first equation of motion, this is u plus at that you have. So just use this equation here, u plus at. Only to make you understand, we have already seen these concepts with the help of integration. So with the any of the formula you can understand it easily. So now if this equation is given, so in the same way as differentiation of some means a plus b differentiation, you have to differentiate that. Then first of all you will differentiate a, then you will put plus sign, after that you will differentiate b. In the same manner here, if integration of plus and this types of quantity, splitting quantity is given, so you have to integrate this u plus you have to integrate this. So just to see how to write it, you can write y is equal to integration of u dt plus of integration of at dt. So this is the way in which you can integrate it. So just solve it by the integration method. How can you find out it? Here I am just going to tell you one by one its applications also. So the integration, as here you know that what is this, it is the initial speed. So initial speed of the any particle that is started to move, that is a constant quantity. So u is a constant. I just told you, take the constant outside. So if you will take the constant outside, you can put here 1 and into dt plus here take the a, as this a is a constant and this is as it is acceleration. And in the case of equation of motion, we will have taken the concept of uniform acceleration there. So that's why I just take it outside, and here this t dt. Clear? Now you can also integrate it with the formula that we have used, that is x and this is equal to x power n plus 1 n plus 1. This one is, they use this formula for the integration. And here in the place of 1 you can write x power 0. As you know that any quantity power 0, that is equal to 1, you can put it here. And now here the value of n, this is equal to 0. So use here again here the quantity, or as we don't write here x, you can put here t, because you have to integrate it in the respect of t, that's why use t only. So here n is 0 and here n is, we have 1. So just solve it by this method, easy. So if you will solve it, then you will get 0 plus 1, 0 plus 1, 1 1 you will get here. So finally you will get t here, and plus here you will get a, and in the place of n, if you will put 1 here, so you will get t square upon 2. So finally you will get t square by 2. So with the help of this formula, you can see that finally you are getting y is equal to ut plus half at square. So by using integration method, easily you can derive the equation of motion easily. So here we have used these concepts also in physics. So that's why I have just taken this example. Number of places we have used actually this formula. While calculating acceleration, while calculating velocity, you have used at number of places. Now if suppose I was just talking about differential equation. So for that differential equation, if you have to solve it, then how can you solve it? Like we have a differential equation as we have taken for the simple harmonic motion in previous class. So let's take it. So that was d2x upon dt2 plus omega 0 square x is equal to 0. So this is the formula we have, and in this formula, if you have to calculate what will be the value of x here, so how can you find out it, the value of x? So as I told you, to find out the value of x in the differentiation portion, first of all you have to integrate it. And here we are using second order differential equation, means 2 time differentiation is there, so 2 time integration will be also there. Or means if you will integrate this equation 2 times, first time integrate it, so integration of d2x upon dt2 plus integration of the square x with respect to t, here you have to integrate as we have differentiated it with respect to t here, and also here 0 of dt. Now if whole term you will see here, then again just factorize it, and after factorization you can write d2x upon dt2 into dt plus omega 0 square x into dt plus here obviously 0 plus dt, its value will be equal to sum of the constant. I will still tell you, you will get some, see here. And later if you will integrate it, then one of the different integration sign will cancel the differentiation sign. So finally you will get here, after this just see it, you will get here dx by dt plus omega 0 square, x is as the constant here because we are integrating here with respect to t. In integration you are using one variable at a time, so this will be treated as a constant. So if you will take outside, then here will be 1, and I just told you what is the integration of 1 with respect to any variable. So this is equal to t, so we will get x into t, and that will be equal to sum of the constant here. Again we have one derivative quantity here, so for finding out the value of this one, you can again take its integration. So again integrate the whole terms here, and this is again integrate some cdt, okay, all time. And again if you will integrate it, here put the dt so on, and again if you will integrate, it will be cancelled out. Finally you will get x here, and here this whole quantity will be treated as a constant. If you will take it outside omega square x, then integration of t will be t square by 2. You can solve it by yourself, students. And here if c 1 dt will be equal to t finally. And in this way, if suppose it is given that at which time you have to calculate the value of x, means you want to find out the position at some t is equal to 2 seconds, then you can put the value of 2. After that you can get a formula in this way, and after that you can solve it by the any of the methods of algebra. So I think now students it is clear how to solve differential equation with the help of integration, how to convert the means how to use the reverse process of differentiation, that is clear, and where we are using integrations in our topic, that is clear. Still there are so many applications of integrations that we are using while finding area and other factors. So later I will tell you that in the next class. So rest of the things of the integration that I will tell you next time, because this is a very broad topic actually. So today let's end it here. Rest of the things we will discuss next class. Thank you, students.